The list of terrible remakes is endless, so let's focus on the positive, on the 7 greatest horror remakes of all time. Dawn of the Dead 2004. In the early days of the internet, there was a lot of talk about how remakes were raping my childhood. But Father Time, art's only reliable gatekeeper, has proven bad remakes disappear forever, and almost all remakes are bad, and the good ones take nothing away from the original. The Blob, 1988, other than the presence of Steve McQueen and how it captures suburban America in the idyllic 50s, there's not much to offer in the original 1958 version. Yet, somehow, 30 years later, director Chuck Russell and his co-screenwriter, Frank Darabont, took a ridiculous concept and made it work. Fright Night 2011. How in the name of all that's holy do you improve on a piece of cinematic perfection? Thanks to its suburban setting and an unforgettable turn by Roddy McDowall as a washed-up actor living off the dregs of his lost fame, Tom Holland's 1985 original is pure 80s horror bliss. His movie is so perfect that I intend to gay marry it as soon as it's legal. 4. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003. Tobe Hooper's 1974 original is the stuff of nightmares. The remake comes pretty damn close. The big difference between the two is that the original looks and feels like a You Are There documentary. The remake is all Hollywood, but one with an atmosphere filled with trauma and dread. It also has the courage of conviction to honor the original by putting its characters through gory hell. 3. The Thing 1982. The 1951 original is a hell of a movie filled with great actors, even better dialogue, legitimate scares, and a timeless theme about the disasters that befall those who trust cold, arrogant scientists who've lost their humanity. In 1982, John Carpenter, who loves the original, took the concept a step further. Instead of the alien being merely a monster, it's a shapeshifter. The result is a balls-to-the-wall paranoid thriller filled with spectacular in-camera special effects and a second-to-none cast: Kurt Russell, Keith David, Wilford Brimley, Richard Masur, T.K. Carter, Richard Dysart, and Donald Moffat. Even though it was released at the same time as E.T., I still can't get over the fact this movie flopped. But it quickly found an audience on pay TV and home video and is now rightly regarded as a classic. The Fly 1986, the 1958 original, with a screenplay written by, of all people, James Clavell, is not for the faint of heart. The opening scene is a true horror heart-stopper. The gruesome central premise, a man, David Hedison, gets his DNA mixed with a housefly, is beyond unsettling. And nothing, and I mean nothing, will ever top that final scene. 28 years later, director David Cronenberg sure tried with a timeless masterpiece that delivers 96 minutes of dread, heartbreak, and unforgettable shocks. This is one of those rare movies where what you see is worse than what you could have imagined. The Hills Have Eyes 2006, Wes Craven's 1977 original is one of the most brutal and brutally terrifying movies ever made. With no real budget to speak of, Craven dropped a typical American family into the middle of the desert and had them attacked by cannibal mutants. It is unsparing, unrelenting, and glorious. Back in 1977, Craven had you walking out of the theater feeling like someone had bruised your soul. In 2006, Aja had you walking out admiring the courage of a man willing to do anything to protect his family, or at least what was left of it. The performances are also worthy of note, some of the best you'll ever see in the slasher genre. Kathleen Quinlan, Ted Levine, Vanessa Shaw, Dan Bird, Tom Bauer, Emily de Ravin, and especially Robert Joy are 100% committed and make you believe every frame.